Welcome back to another episode of Victor's Guide to Retirement featuring your host, a two-time national champion, Victor Kajeski. Say, Victor, what are the three common types of income most folks have in retirement?
Now, in the last episode, I talked a little bit about myself and how the podcast was going to work, kind of in a chronological order. What needs to happen pre retirement and then what needs to happen post retirement. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about saving. Now, back in the day, people were able to rely on what we call the three legged bar stool approach. And I want to draw this out for you so you can see what it actually looks like. Now, each leg of the bar stool represents a different stream of income. The first stream of income is going to be Social Security. The second stream of income is going to be personal savings. And the last stream of income is going to be an employer match plan or an employer pension, which you don't really see too much anymore. Now let's talk a little bit about Social Security first. It's definitely not what it used to be. In 1990, there were about 8 tax-paying workers supporting one retired Social Security receiver. In 2009, that number dropped down to about 4, and currently it's at about 2.5. So essentially, it's just getting harder and harder to fund Social Security, so we can't rely too heavily on it when we retire. Basically, by the time I retire, we're estimating that it's either going to be cut in half or it's not going to be available at all. So this leg is minimized. When we talk about an employer match plan, these are definitely not what they used to be either. These used to be around 10 to 15%. Nowadays, if you can find a 4% match, that's great. So this leg is going to be cut as well. Now, the only leg left is personal savings. Now, people used to be able to get away with saving very little when it came to personal savings, but nowadays you have to save enough to support both of the legs of the bar stool. Now, whether that means saving 7% or 20% is kind of relative to each individual. Most of the time, when we have younger individuals come into the office, we tell them to save as much as they possibly can, which is usually around 15 to 20%. And the reason for this is, like I mentioned earlier, it may be the only leg left supporting you in your retirement. So, to wrap it up, the most important thing you can do when you're young is to start saving as early as possible. It will pay off in the long run. So, join me next time as I'm going to talk about one of the most important tools to use when saving, and that is a Roth IRA. Have a great day.
Stay tuned as Victor will cover what a Roth IRA is, how it's used, and how it can help you in retirement.